Why, hello there, pals and gals of the YouTube world. It's your boy, the Wolfgamer 25, and we're back once again for another riveting section of Figure Friday. That's right, folks. Now, I want to first apologize because I am feeling a little bit under the weather. Hopefully, it's mainly just in this area right here. It's nothing any more serious than that. You don't thank to the man above for that, but it's not going to deter me. There'll be probably some times where I'll probably have to speak a little softer. So just please bear with me. And I would very much like to welcome the newest subscriber to the family. And of course, I know who you are. I know you're probably watching, and I appreciate you. I invite you to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a breath of relief. Because as you know, it's just me, you, and memorabilia of today. Now, before we get started, before we do, I would very much like to also say I hope that you guys had the merriest of Christmases. I hope you guys got tons of gifts. I hope you guys got everything that you were looking for, everything that you wanted, and maybe more. Now, also, if you could please do your boy a favor, if at this time you haven't had anything to eat or anything to drink, please do me a favor. Go ahead, go get something to eat, go get something to drink. I got plenty of time. There's absolutely no rush because I've got plenty to show, plenty to talk about, and I gotta tell you, I really hope that you guys will enjoy it. So please do me a favor. Go ahead. I'll wait. As you know, I got me a little swig here. And also, you can probably tell it's a little bit brighter in here, which, of course, I was actually given one of the many gifts that we're going to discuss tonight, but I think I know what it is now. It's actually some lighting equipment that was given to me for Christmas by my brother, which, of course, it does illuminate the room a lot more. The picture does look a little more clearer. Um, Although I kind of feel like I'm in a photographing studio because they're basically the same ones that you see in like those photo shoots, like the big square ones, kind of. But give a lot more light than, you know, old lamp up there. I hope you guys doing well. You guys doing good out there? You good? Are you doing all right? I hope you're doing all right because I just want you to know you're killing today. You are awesome. You are doing the best you can. Never forget that, okay? Y'all good? You sure? I'm saying once we start, we're not going back. Once you start on this path, there's no going back. Okay, so um, for today's review, we will be taking a walk into sort of two different worlds. Let me put it to you that way. We're going to be taking a look at the world of movies and also in the world of Marvel. Of course, at the same time, the subject of Marvel, it will be kind of applying to the movies that they were going in of collectors, because my apologies, where this piece of collectible is going to come in. But pardon me, sorry about that. Trust me, this cough. And oh yeah, and as I said, we're going to be taking a look at those two worlds, but also we're going to take a small turn back into the world of Power Rangers. But don't worry, it's something small, but I'm still happy that I got it because it's going to play an integral role, and it's going to let people know just who I am and what I like to do on the weekends. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I gotta tell you right now, this drink is my best friend. So, I figured we'll go ahead and get into it. Now, I thought we can go ahead and take a step into our first steps into the world of movies. Now, these two particular Funkos, they are hailing from a movie that came out back in the 1990s. It starred a bunch of famous people, but also a very famous athlete. Um, I'll get into who he is because I also have a collectible of him that I did have before I got these guys. But I want to go ahead and introduce the Funkos first, and then we'll move on to the Superstar. And then after that, we should be able to move on to Marvel. And then from there, we'll take the last turn into Power Rangerville. So here we go. Now, This first particular individual, he hails from a movie about, how can I put this? Sort of it's an animated flick. It's kind of like a little animation-y and live action mixed in together because it's gonna be it features, like I said, athletes. At the same time, it features cartoon characters and of course villains and monsters at the same time. But not the monsters that you would think of. You know, the ones that kind of like hide under you. But sorry, I thought something was reaching for me. My apologies. But no, this particular individual, he's hailing from a planet, which of course he has his own sort of theme park, if you will. He runs it basically smoothly. He gets not very many guests as he used to, because mainly he's been in watching them and observing them from afar, of course in his office. But he sees that the wow factor is in doing so. Um, sorry, he seeks help, and he gets it from a very unlikely source, if you will. He gets it from cartoon characters such as the Looney Tunes. Now, the reason that this guy is the villain is because he wants to basically go to their Earth, pick them up, enslave them, to make his like basically his alien evil theme park, if you will, kind of go up a little in the ratings. Now, granted, it will go up in the rankings. However, at the cost of the cartoon character's lifestyle, it'll go down. Thank you for the compliment, which I'm probably sure you could probably guess who that is. I want to give a special shout out to that guy because he was the one who helped to get this illumination on. And very much thank you, Street Mike. I need a drink. I need a drink. Now, and as I said, this was one of my favorite movies growing up, mainly because it helped me to discover the athlete, which of course coming back to is who is also one of the legends of the NBA hardwood. Now, as I said, he's coming up, but I want to go ahead and get this guy going. He's the owner of the alien planet, which I'm looking for, but also most people know it as Moron Mountain, which of course he's not the only one up there. You know, he has little alien companions and things like that, but not any, of course, that we've come to know and love. Not like ET or anything like that. No, no, this is different. This is different. But the owner of Moron Mountain, but also he goes by Swackhammer, which of course hailing from the movie Space Jam. He's got that evil grin, just pointing at. Oh, what you're pointing at? Sorry. Yes, yes, be jealous because I shouted you out on my channel. Why don't we just bust it up and get him all out of there? Woo, come here, fatty. There. Okay. Now, here we go. Beautiful. And as I said, the color scheme is dead on. He's got that nasty, sadistic smile that he's got going. Of course, he's pointing. That was one of his key differences about any other villain that I'd noticed about him, is that he was the only villain that I'd know growing up to wear sandals. Which, of course, there are probably tons more out there that did, but he made him work. You know, because they're also one of the most defining factors about him, because besides that nasty grin of his and the cigars he was always smoking, he was always flipping them flops around, letting people know he was coming down the hardwood. Now, sorry. While he came to Earth, as I said, with him and a gang of, I believe, five main aliens, which of course you guys can probably guess who they were. Who were their plan basically was to kidnap the Looney Tunes squad, but whenever those particular aliens were challenged into a game of, which of course they never knew what the hell even existed, which of course was basketball. And when they had found out that the greatest talent was played in these in the halls and places of the NBA, which of course their idea, they somehow got their hands on the talent. They basically stole it from all the NBA players and used it on themselves in order to become the Monstars instead of the Monsters. Which of course they used it to challenge the Toon Squad into a game. Now it was one of the best games in the world because, as I said, it features a lot of famous faces in there, a lot of famous cartoon faces. You know, Taz, Daffy, Foghorn Leghorn. My apologies. Foghorn Leghorn. Tweety was in there too, and Sylvester. But this one that I'm about to bring up, he was one of the captains, if you will, and my personal favorite Looney Tune member to the day, even when he was back in the old days of cartoons, point guard and also guard Bugs Bunny. Now, as I said, he is to this day still my favorite Looney Tune character. Because, I mean, yes, it's true. Most people love Taz or Daffy. Me, I'm a Bugs man myself, because I just feel like he's the smartest character out there. He always knows what to do. He's always got a plan. He always knows how to outsmart everybody. And I just feel like that makes one of the greats, really. But here he is. Of course, he's sporting that beautiful Toon Squad jersey of his. Nice, beautiful Toon Squad shorts. And, of course, the ball. Give me five. Give me five. And what I like about this one is that this was also a gift that was given to me on Christmas, as I said. And he also came with a little plastic protector, which I will be using once I get old Bugs back into the box. Maybe. If I can't find a space for him on the shelf, I might just keep him in stock for a little while, Now, the next particular individual I'm going to bring up, I figured it was time that I'd introduce the superstar. Next to Bugs Bunny, of course. But this particular individual, as I said, he's one of the he's one of the greats of the NBA hardwood. Everybody knows him from most of his either trademarked clothing or even his facial features. From back in the days when he was playing, he would always have his tongue out and like that, because he had ways of getting into other NBA players' heads, in which, of course, to exploit their weaknesses. But also, he's very well known for the shoe company that he's come up with. One of the most famous shoe companies that he ever come up with. And, of course, one of the key players in the Chicago Bulls team, which, of course, I'm probably sure you can probably guess where I'm going with this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give you a warm welcome to G.O.A.T, Michael Jordan. Now, this is not the Funko version, if you can see. No, this is actually a still statue that was given, that was actually molded after the day when he was going into the dunk contest against Dominique Wilkins, I believe. As you can see, sporting the Air Jordan Retro 1s. And, of course, here we go, Jordan. Now, I know the look that he's got on his face right now, it looks a little, but that's just the way he is, because when getting into a dunk contest, whenever you have to be the best in order to beat the best, that really sets the tone, because you have to become emotional, you have to become one intact with the ball. And one thing I love about Mr. MJ here is that if it wasn't for him, then I would have never discovered basketball or even the appreciation for the game. Because I remember I started playing ball. I can't remember. I believe, I started playing in 6th grade, and I played all the way up to my high school years, 6 straight years of ball. And it was because of him that he helped me to respect the sport for its dynamics, for its team play, and for the fact that it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Because, I mean, without teamwork, you're never going to get that championship, which, of course, is the dream of every team out there. Dang, sore throat's killing me, y'all. Now, excuse me. We're gonna change gears here, folks. Yeah, we're changing gears here. Now, after we go into the world of movies, we're gonna take the next step into the world of Marvel. Okay, just bring you over here for me. Thank you. Just sit right there. Now, this particular piece of memorabilia, but also technology, if you will, was one of Tony Stark's designs. And yeah, I know, the late Tony Stark, I know. But this was one of his outfitted for one green individual, but unfortunately he couldn't really handle the power of it, so I thought that it would just be alright if I just kind of held on to it for him, just until he got back into the swing of things. That's right, folks. The Iron Man Gauntlet of Infinity. Now, as you can tell, this baby is highly stepped up. The color scheme is still the same when it comes down to the stones. However, one moment. Listen. As you can see, it's a little bit more technological, if you will, a little more tech savvy, a little bit more mechanical, if you will. hmm I love the fact that also, like right here, it's not just plastic; it's also some kind of padding, if you will. But it's kind of padding and plastic mixed together. But at the same time, I feel like it's a lot more fluid. The movements of it, and I love the fact that sometimes you hold the gauntlets together. Usually, like it's got all the bells and whistles on it. Um, it's got the same type of. It's got the same scheme, if you will, of the stones. When it comes down to that one, starting from the very beginning joint all the way to the end, and of course the middle, and of course the thumb. I think maybe it snaps. Better not. You done? Are you done? Okay. Why don't we just lock it back? Ah, okay. So I'll give you guys a look. Yes, I know it's bigger than my head. Please. See there? And as I said, I love the color scheme on it. Now, a little history about this one and how they procured such things. Stay there. Do not fall over. Now, the basis of Endgame, from what I saw from the movie at least 2 or 3 times, the Avengers had to administer time travel, if you will, in order to gain the Infinity Stones back after Thanos had used the power of the stones to destroy the stones. However, whenever they had a surprise reappearance from one my apologies, from one Scott Lang, who had actually just came back from the universe in which he was stuck in. Of course, it happened. He was stuck in there because after the snap, all of his teammates, including Hope and Hank Pym, they had disappeared. And of course, he was left. He was left in the quantum realm, and that kind of screwed the pooch because he didn't get out until after years, of course. And I remember he went home and he found his daughter, which of course she wasn't a little girl anymore; she had grown up. And damn. But which, of course, he was able to do so, in order to gain the stone. I'm sorry, my apologies. But moving on. I don't want to get too emotional because, as I said, it's Tony Stark. Okay, I'm sorry. My apologies. Now then, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears once more. Going forward, if you will, and we're gonna go ahead and introduce one of the final pieces of my Christmas gifts. Now, as I said, I did get one other present this Christmas, but I'm actually saving that for a particular TV show that will be returning in February, and then I guarantee you I will definitely let you see who it is, and of course where they came from. But hey. So as I said, we're right here now at the final stop, and we're here at the world of Power Rangers. The world of Angel Grove. Oh man, now I'm starting to get the hiccups, which is lovely. Let me tell you, lovely. Now then, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce this piece right here. It's not a Ranger figure. It's not a morpher. It's not a weapon, if you will. Well, I mean, it can be used as a weapon, but you would have to go through out of like an extreme ways in order to get to it. But hey, as I said, it's coming from the World of Power Rangers. But hey, it's also going to be going with me everywhere that I go. So here it is. That's right, folks. It's a license plate cover. It's a front license plate cover. Check that out. It says PWR, and then it's got a little lightning bolt symbol out there, and then it says RNGR, which of course Ranger. I love it. I love the fact that it's so light and it's metal. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream right there. And I do hope that you enjoyed. And I do hope that if you like, feel free to smash the like button below. Or if you have any kind of comments, questions, or whatsoever, or even a plea for insanity, please feel free also to drop them in the comment section below. And also, if you like, for those of you guys who have been watching me stream the Telltale series of The Walking Dead: The New Frontier. As soon as I am done here, I am going to be heading over to my Twitch channel, and I will be streaming episode 5, which of course is the finale of The Walking Dead: The New Frontier. So if you like, feel free to head over there in just a few minutes. And if you like, also feel free to hit the follow button when it appears after this video. Don't be afraid to smash that like button. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, stay zen, huh? Peace.